You clicked on this video because the title spoke to you. You've been wrestling with this feeling of, am I doing enough? And you quickly remind yourself of where you were a year ago, and then you give yourself a little pat on the back and see how much progress you've made. You reassure yourself. Well, I want to tell you something. You're not. That's the harsh reality of it. If you're on self-improvement, you're probably suffering from something I like to call the lagging effect. Now, I'm going to explain to you what that is just now. I've never heard it anywhere else. But basically, it comes from the quote, your current self is a reflection of your past thoughts and actions. And it's something as simple as that, right? Where you are now is just a show of all the work the past version of you did, right? The physique you have now is not a reflection of what you're doing now. It's a reflection of what you were doing a year ago, how much work you've put in the gym the last year, right? How much money you're making, anything you can think about when it comes to the progress you're making. You're enjoying the fruits of the labor of your past self, okay? And it's something you sort of need to realize. You haven't really thought, I don't think you've actually ever thought about it this way, right? Whatever you're doing now, you just got to think about, this is where like the lagging effect comes, right? What you are now is just a reflection of your past self, and where you're going to be a couple months from now is a reflection of what you're doing now. So you never truly have a direct reflection of what you're doing now. You never have that instant feedback. That's where this delayed gratification thing comes from, right? Because even though you're putting in the hard work now, you don't get to feel like the rewards of it, right? And it's the same thing with your self-improvement journey. We sort of get trapped in this feeling of comfort where it's like, I've got a decent physique, I can skip the gym today, tomorrow is not going to look so bad, and it won't, right? But you keep doing that over and over and over again, then eventually you're going to find yourself like a couple of years from now where you're like, I don't really like my physique. I don't know if something like that has ever happened to you. You make progress on something and you get complacent, and then you quickly like look back and you realize like it's not as good as it used to be, right? And that's the harsh reality of self-improvement. We live in this world where it's like, oh, just do you're doing fine, don't compare yourself to other people. And you shouldn't compare yourself to other people, but you need to remember that like life moves fast, right? You need to keep working. Like whatever you're doing now is going to be a reflection of who you are in the future, right? And you can't get away with just saying, you can't get away with like living off of the fruits of past years' labor. You get what I mean, right? You need to keep moving, because once you get complacent, then things start falling back, and it forms this domino effect, right? Where it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I think you kind of get what I'm trying to say now. Like that's the gist of the video. Like you need to do not get complacent, okay? And it's important to remember that you need to keep sacrificing, right? You need to keep sacrificing now. Current you needs to keep sacrificing for future you, just like how past you sacrificed for current you. And if you're someone who maybe you worked hard, you got some progress, and then you've hit like a rut, you've been in a rut for a while, you're feeling the repercussions of that now, right? For a while you had like the cushion of like, okay, I'm doing well right now, like I've made this kind of progress, but in that moment you weren't doing any work. And now you're feeling like the repercussions of that. Like you're not as happy with your physique anymore, your mental health isn't that good, your grades are slipping, whatever it is. And that's all it is. Like you need to do not get complacent, right? The self-improvement journey is forever. You need to keep going. And this ties in with what I said in a video like a couple of weeks ago about enjoying the process. You need to become consumed with the process and just like getting better. Not in like a toxic way where you can't enjoy everything, but just keep trying to get better. Like you need to remember, like you need to keep moving. You can't just stop. You can't stay stagnant. The only people who are able to stay stagnant are the people who sort of gotten to the top of the mountain. And even those people that get to the top of the mountain and stay stagnant, they do eventually kind of drop off a little bit. But if you've done enough work, that drop off you have a safety net, right? So if you're like a millionaire, you've built this amazing physique and all of that, like you can say you're in your 40s and you've got like $20-30 million in the bank, right? You can afford to sort of like lay back a little bit, right? You can just like put your money in investments, be smart about it, real estate, all of this, and you start making, I don't know, you can make from investments, you can make like, if you've got like $30 million in the bank, you can make like $3 million a year from just investments and whatever, if you set it up right. And that's all I'm saying. Like if you're at the top, if you're at a certain point, you can chill. You can chill a little bit. But the amount of work you need to do to get to the top, and I know if you're watching this video, you're not there at all. So you need to keep moving. You need to keep moving, okay? And that's That's all I wanted to explain in this video. Make sure you guys subscribe below, and yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys.